didn't your parents ever teach you not to cry wolf?
It's not like you superhero types are in the yellow pages. Name's DeWolf, one of New York's finest. I need your help.
The police want my help?
Unofficially. The Order of the Dragon Tail's using a warehouse to run guns into the city. Judge won't okay a warrant, so I can't touch them.
But I don't need a warrant, right?
You get the picture.
Okay, I'm in.
Let's get something straight. I don't like vigilantes, so you and me, we're not a team.
We just happen to be fighting the same bad guys, right?
Something like that. By the way, before you take the place apart, get some evidence, a picture or something. It'll make charges stick when the police show up to, investigate the disturbance. Don't mess it up.
You're welcome.
So I do believe I said that there was only one use for the camera in the main story, and I was mistaken, because we also used the camera for a couple of these missions, which, considering I forgot about them, probably tells you how I feel about them. They're not terrible, but they're not necessary.
This meter lets you know how close or far you are from the target you're trying to follow. Try to keep the follow meter right in the middle. That's the sweet spot, baby.
In spite of what Bruce Campbell says, trying to keep the follow meter in the middle doesn't make a lot of sense. It's actually easier to follow the car when there's a yellow marker pointing to it, but if we get close enough, the yellow marker disappears, so it actually benefits you to be further away from the car as opposed to closer to it, because that makes it easier to find. They probably should have done something about that. In addition, you don't really have to try to follow the car. It's very slow, and one time I chased it just by running and jumping, no web swinging involved. That was the only way I could make it challenging. What I'm saying is that it feels like a bit of a waste of time. We're capable of going much faster than this, so I don't see why we would have to chase the car so slowly. Come on, give us something to sink our teeth into. On the other hand, the music is pretty rad and atmospheric, so it has that going for it. Man, I just realized Spidey probably looks like a huge idiot right now, but I wanted to illustrate how easy this mission was. So right here we'll see the car pull into the warehouse, and we need to go get those photos. As Spidey says, we can't go in through the front, so we're going to have to come in through the skylight. And there's a very specific spot where it's good to take the picture. Want to come over here on this scaffolding. That way we can get the right angle. Immediately after we take the picture, they'll try to escape, but we want to jump on the car before they even get inside it. This way, as soon as they start driving away, we can attack the car. Normally you'd have to chase the car for a bit, but this is much easier. I mean, it's not like the chase would actually be difficult, but still, easier is easier. This method also allows us to avoid combat with any of the Dragon Tails and Crooked Cops, save for this one guy. And he does have a lot of health, but since he's by himself, he's not too formidable. Let's take a look at that new super move. There we go. That's our Power Strike super move, and we're going to be using that one the most.
Running guns in my city.
Hey, Webhead. Good job on that warehouse bust.
Always happy to lend a hand.
By the way, that photo you took is really gonna help the case. Hey, if that crime-fighting thing doesn't work out, you could always get a job taking pictures for the Bugle.
Thanks. I'll keep that in mind. What could have happened to him?
Harry, please! I didn't kill your dad!
Shut up! I don't want to hear any more of your lies.
I'm sure he'll get over it, she said. You know, you try and go to someone for comfort and advice, and what do they say when your best friend wants to murder you? I'm sure he'll get over it. I'm sure he'll just forget all about it, Peter. The hell was that, Mary Jane? Alright, there are 3 separate mega gangs in the city simultaneously, and I'm stressed enough as it is.
You're my best friend, Harry! I don't want to fight you!
Yeah? Then hurry up and die.
Alright, they're fucking ladies stealing explosive teddy bears and shit. And we want to talk to you. We want to talk to you about something serious that's been bothering us emotionally. Not superhero shit, but normal people troubles with friends and shit. And you're like, oh, first, Peter, why don't you swing me really close to the ground, but try not to splatter my head on all the buildings? Do you think I want to swing that close to the ground, Mary Jane? Do you have any idea how fucking dangerous that is? You know how easy it would be to take shots of that out of context? Do you have any idea what that would do to my reputation? Do you have any idea how scared I was for your health, for the health of the other people down on the city street?
You obviously know your dad was the Green Goblin. He was trying to kill me.
I wish he had. You had no right to take him from me.
And after you're done terrifying the shit out of me, we finally get to where we're going, and I get to talk about my troubles, and what do you say? I'm sure he'll get over it. Real smooth, Mary Jane, real fucking smooth. Watch out you don't trip over your World Championship Sympathy Award. You know, I'm not even going to talk to you about this. I'm not even going to talk to you about what I'm doing right now fighting Harry, because you won't give a shit. That much is incredibly clear. I'll walk up to you and say, hey, Harry almost fucking shanked me to death today, and you'll be like, oh, I guess I was wrong. You think? You and my therapist are exactly the same. I try and tell you guys that Harry actually physically wants to kill me. Does anyone take me seriously? No. And then he goes and turns himself into a monster and gets on this weird flight stick and starts fucking punching me. Who am I gonna talk to about this, Mary Jane, huh? I can't talk to you about it. I can't tell my therapist I'm Spider-Man. I can't talk to Harry about it because he's swinging a sword at me. Alright, so now that we're done with all those quick time events, the real fight can start, but first we need to find an area absent of cars, because trying to fight Harry when there are cars around is a bad idea. It severely hinders our movement, and cars can run us over while we're in mid-combo, or while Harry's in mid-combo. There's just not enough room to move, so we need to find an open area first. Thankfully, Harry is incredibly pleasant about this and doesn't chase us as hard as he could. He just waits for us to land before he starts beating the crap out of us again. Which I'm grateful for, because although this fight isn't too hard, it is a lot harder when I can't move adequately. Right now we're either looking for a basketball court or a place between buildings, and we found the latter. Either of them will do, though. Right, so after we land, Harry's fight is my favorite fight so far. He has 3 types of attacks at his disposal. He can throw his weird batarangs at us, he can throw pumpkin bombs, or he can swing at us with his sword. The sword is what we want. We can use Spider Instinct to dodge the batarangs, but not the pumpkin bombs. After he swings at us with his sword, he's open to a full 5-hit combo. I recommend using all light hits for this, just so you don't complicate things any. It is very important to note that after you dodge his sword swipes, you don't need to have Spider Instinct on anymore, because he will be stunned for the full 5-hit combo, so don't worry about that. Leave Spider Instinct off while you're hitting him. That way you'll have plenty left to dodge his batarangs or evade his pumpkin bombs. We can also deal additional damage by using our new super move, and I would recommend this because it makes all the fights in the game go way faster. When you use the normal combo though, you want to end it with a launch so that way you can escape adequately. Because after the full combo, he'll either throw his batarangs or he'll throw pumpkin bombs, and if you don't leap away, you're liable to get hit by those rather quickly. As for the nuances of the pumpkin bombs and the batarangs, the pumpkin bombs are fairly straightforward. They have a blast radius, so you want to get as far away as possible, but the batarangs actually home in on you and can seem to come out of nowhere. So that's the detailed strategy I use for this fight, but as for general advice, you don't want to be aggressive with Harry here. You want to wait for him to swing his sword at you and then counterattack. Being aggressive is a bad idea. But yeah, I think I've pretty well covered this fight by this point. It's really fun.
Harry! I gotta get you to a hospital. Hang in there, buddy.
Dr. Gargan, I have another job for you.
No! I won't do it! You said you'd make me normal again.
Dr. Andrews has done a fine job with your body, but your mind is still in need of an adjustment. If you resist, you'll force me to use other methods.
Please, no. Not again. I can't take it. Let me go!
I'd rather not resort to mind control. You're more effective without it, but it's your choice.
What do you want me to do?
Man, guy's a monster. You sure he's secure back there?
That brood ain't going nowhere. Whoa, something at the roof!
Oh, jeez!
Sorry, Scorp.
I'm here, Mac. You'll be okay. Be careful putting him in the van.
Mecha Biocon? I know I've heard that name before.